Benoit here, and on today's episode we're going to be talking about battle belts. Now, battle belts is a concept that a lot of people aren't familiar with. I had my buddy Jim the other day, so he says, hey, you want to go fishing? I'm like, perfect, let's go fishing. And then he sees me with my battle belt, this setup right here. It's like, what is that you got going on, man? And I'm like, it's a battle belt. And he was looking at it, and he's considering getting one here because it's a very practical thing. A lot of veterans, you know, they go out to war, and this is where this concept comes from, because they have everything, kind of like a carpenter has his tools on him at all time, right? The most important tools, right? So this is the whole concept of a battle belt. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on the ground here. We're gonna take it apart, and then you guys can see what I have here. It's going to be a run through of my whole setup that I got going on here. But I won't have my pistol in here, but you guys will see here. See, I got my pistol holster, everything, the Leatherman's in here, you betcha. It's a beautiful setup. So okay, let's put it on the ground here, and then you guys will have a look at everything in there. But yeah, so this is it here though. This is it. You see, it's the battle belt. You got your compass in there, everything, survival. Okay, let's put it on the ground and we'll go through it, guys. Okay guys, so first thing here, the belt itself. Okay, let's get some of these needles. Mila, come on now, Mila. She just wants to play all day. Okay, so this belt itself here, this is the Cobra belt. It's a famous one here. It's made in Austria. I really like this. You see, it's simple. You push here, boom, unlock. Look at this, heavy duty Cobra belt. It's really, really nice. And then this is a hard, it's a really, really hard belt. So it's not gonna be flexible, right? It holds itself pretty nice, okay? So we're gonna go around here. I got some foam here, right? You can see I got a nice little setup here, you know? Make some people jealous, but that's okay, right? So we're gonna go around here, guys. And I guess, yeah, so let's start off with this knife here, okay? This is a big old knife. And the reason why I have this knife is when I have my battle belt on, in case, you know, something were to happen where somebody wants to strike at me with a melee strike, I can pull out the big knife. Let me show you an example here. See, I can pull out the big knife here. It's going to protect me this way. You see? And plus, when we're out hiking or fishing or anything of that nature, it's always good to have a big knife like this. The reason why is because it's like a machete. You know what I mean? You don't need an axe when you got a big old knife like this. This is the Cold Steel Magnum Tonto there. It's the 12-inch blade and CPM 3V, so it's a really nice unit. I recommend having a big old knife, okay? So that's the first thing I got on my battle belt here. Okay, these, see there's nothing in here. These are magazine pouches, okay? So if I'm out fishing or hunting or things like this, you can store some snacks in there, whatever you want, right? Because you're not gonna have your magazines. But you never know, right? Sometimes you go to the range. This is always good. This battle belt you carry everywhere. If you go working, hunting, fishing, you go to the range, you carry this all the time, right? Okay, so this is the magazine pouch or snacks I put in here. Now the next one is my compass, okay? So I got just, you know, a nice little compass. It's not the nicest, but it'll do, right? This has got the fluorescent at night, and it's got the little bubble, right? It's made of steel, this one, so I can navigate. And again, if you're out bush cruising or something and your truck breaks down, you gotta walk home, it's always nice to have a compass, right? It's not always about military stuff here. Sometimes it's just, you're going on a hike. You need a compass, that's all. Okay, so this is in this pouch. Now, this is my other pouch on this side. Now we're on to the right side of the belt. And you see behind here, I don't want nothing. The reason why is because when you're in your vehicle, you don't have nothing on your back, right? It's not gonna hurt when you're sitting down or something. It's not in the way. This, the whole concept of this is so it's really handy. And it's always in the scenario where you can have it and it's not a burden, right? Okay, so this little pouch here. Now this is where there's a lot of stuff in here, okay? first thing, tourniquet. Okay, you always need a good tourniquet, right? This is an essential thing that if you're out cutting firewood and the chain comes off, you slice your leg, you never know what can happen. I recommend everybody should carry a tourniquet. This is my personal preference anyways, because you never know, right? You're gonna need a tourniquet here. So this is here, we're gonna put the tourniquet here. Now in this little pouch here, I got just some rubbing alcohol, right? If you got a sliver or something, you know, you could be afraid that you didn't get your tetanus shot, right? So you can get infection. And then here I have a Sharpie, okay? In case we need to write on the tourniquet or somebody's forehead, or you never know, right? You can take some notes or anything. It's always good to have a Sharpie there. Let's open up this pouch. Flashlight, LED. It's a pretty compact LED flashlight, pretty cheap. Now I got my my ferro rod. Okay, you guys know what that is, right? Make some sparks here. Okay, you always need that. And then, okay, let's put this organized here, because there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in this little pouch, guys. Okay, so a lighter, right? Because if you can use a lighter like a nice day like this, you're not gonna use a ferro rod, right? You're gonna use your little lighter. You never know, right? Could rain. Now here I have some fat wood. So if you guys are watching this channel, you probably know what fat wood is. If you don't, it's just really dense, sappy wood. See, if you touch it, it's got a sappy smell to it, and it's got the oils and stuff. It's really dense with it, right? It's almost oozing out. And this is very nice to start fires. It's this beautiful tinder. You can just scrape a little bit off, and then boom, a couple sparks, and it's gonna light up, right? So I got one of those in there. Okay, I always have one of these here. A little toothpick, I like that, right? Sometimes you just need a toothpick. Here, a little bit of crazy glue. Okay, if you get a cut or something and you don't want to stitch yourself up because it's too small of a cut, you just put a little dab of crazy glue, right? You can fix your gear up too with that. Now, okay, this is it for this little pouch. Now there's a second pouch in here. Okay, look at all this stuff, guys. All in one pouch. Okay, this is quite a bit of stuff in here. Okay, we're gonna open this puppy up. I got some gauze here. Okay, some cotton gauze, because you never know if somebody gets hurt, you can patch them up, right? You could be at the range, you could be in the bush, somebody trips and falls, gets stabbed with a branch or something on a regular hike. Well, you can patch them up with some gauze, okay? So this is here in this pouch. Mylar blanket. This is a pretty compact one. It's a slim one, and I like it because, like I said, I put this in my battle belt. In any event, I can be out in the wilderness. I can bug out or sleep in the wilderness with this little Mylar here, okay? Not worried about it. Even in winter, it's not going to be a comfortable night, but at least I'm not going to freeze to death, right? That's the whole thing. Now these little tweezers. See, I like these little tweezers. These are actually dental tweezers, right? But the reason why I like them is because they got nice teeth on them, so you can pluck slivers or do whatever you want. It's always nice to have some tweezers there. Okay, wound seal. I'm sure you guys heard of wound seal. It's a powder. If you're bleeding, you put it on, you press for about a minute, and then you stop bleeding, right? Always good to have. I got quite a bit of this wound seal. I think just these two packages actually. Now in here, this used to be, I put alpha blades in here, right? This is what I came with. But what I have now is I put these little fishing hooks and some fishing line, right? Just in case you need to fit, you never know. This is a battle belt. You're ready for any event with this belt, okay? So this is in here, and you get creative, right? You use a compartment, whatever you have. Some band-aids here, right? You never know, your buddy's gonna get a little boo-boo, so you gotta patch him up, right? He trips and falls, you gotta help people out, right? That's what you do. Some of this, I got some, some good old electrical tape. Always need that. I don't have to tell you guys, you know you need electrical tape at all times. Okay, so what are these here? These are cleaning wipes, or no, aqua tabs. These are aqua tabs, okay? You can put this in water if you need to drink and there's only mud or there's puddles even. you can put these little tablets in the puddle. And water bottle, boom, you can drink it. You're not gonna get no beaver fever, okay? Now this here, yeah, so these are just, you know, cleaning rags and, you know, antiseptic rags, some wet naps I got in here. Clean people out. And the last thing I got is some diamond sharpeners, okay? So pretty straightforward, you can sharpen your axe. This is the coarse and this is the fine here. Axe, knives, you got, you know, if you didn't have, for say, if you didn't have fishing hooks, with this you find any chunk of metal and you could start sanding it down and, you know, create something out of it, right? It's just nice to have diamond sharpening stones. And they weigh nothing. They're dirt cheap. These are the DMTs. They're made in America. Love these guys. So all of this stuff right here comes from these two pouches. Okay, and then let's go forward here. I know it's a lot of stuff, guys, but it all fits in here. All stuff you need to survive in the wilderness, okay? Now this one, this is not that big of a knife. Still pretty big. This is the K-Bar D2 Extreme. Okay, I love this knife. I always want to have this knife on me at all times. This is a true survival knife, okay? It was good enough for Grandpa at war. It's sure good enough for me. Made a D2 though, a little better. Mila, come on girl. Okay. He just loves it here, eh? But yeah, so this is it here for this one. Always, this is my go-to knife, right? It's a nice knife to have around. Snap it in here, it doesn't come out. Okay, holster. Because we're Canadians, we can't run around with pistols on us. I'm sure if you were in Texas or something, it would be appropriate. You could go out in the bush with your pistol, right? But we can't do it here, so this is why I don't have it. But it is on my belt because when I go to the range, I carry this belt. This is the most efficient thing, right? Boom, you got your pistol, magazines, you can reload right away. So this is that. This little pouch here, you guys know I always have my Leatherman on me, right? Screwdriver, it's a hammer, it's a pummel, it's everything you'll want here, pliers, right? You gotta have that if you want to fix your gear, okay? So this is pretty much the whole setup here, okay? And I would recommend this. Like I said, my buddy Jim there, he just wanted to go on a fishing trip. You know, he's not much into the whole army stuff or shooting guns or going to the range, right? But he says for him, this would be ideal to have something like this because he's a backpacker, right? Now, like I said, big old knife, you can chop stuff, make your firewood, you can heal yourself, you can navigate, you can fix your stuff, you can do anything with when you got a really nice battle belt setup, okay? And everybody does it differently. I understand that. I'm sure whatever you have for your battle belt is going to be excellent for you, but this is what I'm rocking, guys. And I would recommend you look into it and just, I don't know, there's a lot of veterans out there that have these beautiful systems because they've been to war. See, I haven't been to war, right? But I've leached a little bit off of their knowledge, right? And integrated some of my my background here in bushcraft and going for hikes and stuff like that, right? So there you have it, battle belts. I would recommend it. And yeah, please follow our Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe if that's what you guys are into here. We're gonna have more content coming out here, and love you guys. Take care. You betcha. Have a good day.